Hey, everybody. Welcome to our Texas Ranger recap. I like to wear my Diamondback gear because I don't have Ranger gear. Because I'll never wear Ranger
Not
gear.
after 2023.
This is not going to happen. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. Yeah, you're going to have to sneak it into my coffin. And then I'll be like, oh, what's this? When I move on to the heavens. So, I know we're updating everyone on a Monday night, just so everyone knows where we're at. Monday night, we are looking back at the Rangers week. I think we can probably include the game tonight if you want. So let's get a temperature on how you're feeling about your Texas Rangers.
Well, last week we said that in our minds we thought they would go 3-3, and in our hearts we thought they would go 4-2, and sure enough they went 3-3. However, it felt like a 4-2 week because we took 2 of 3 from the Tigers, and that's the first time we've won a series in a very long time, and that is against one of the better offenses in baseball. And the Tigers beat the Rockies 21-0 coming into our series, and they just beat the Red Sox, I think, 12-5. So we managed to suppress their offense to 5 runs in 3 games, which is once again another testament to the dominance of our pitching. However, we did have a stretch with the last game against the Red Sox and the first game of the Tigers where we scored 1 run in those 2 games. And, of course, against the Rockies, we only managed to score 2 runs, which is really somewhat embarrassing. But I'd say the state of the Rangers right now that we're 40 games in, this is kind of what we are now. We're a team that is very consistent, healthy, dominant pitching staff, especially very good starters. But our offense is going to be very inconsistent. And that's kind of my assessment of the week generally.
You were about 40 games in, so we're a quarter. You know, as I assess baseball, you may have heard my reference to football. You want to be like a 16-game season, so you're 4 games in. The Rangers are sitting at, I would say, a solid 2-2.
Yes.
Over a 16-game season because they're sitting at, at 500
21 and 21
right now after tonight's win. So they are, yeah, they're right there. They're the thing that I like about this team, and this is just a reality, everybody. And the thing that's gonna help them this year, and what makes, if you're a Ranger fan, you should be really excited about this pitching, is what you need to move far in the playoffs.
This is true.
You feast on bad pitching. The Rangers do not have bad pitching, and the Rangers have good starters. I could even argue that right now, do you see them with a 4-man dominant rotation? They have the ace of all aces, and I'm not even saying DeGrom.
Right now, if things keep going the way they've been going, that is very possible. You have DeGrom, who is pitching like prime DeGrom. You have Eovaldi, who's having the best year in his career. He leads MLB in quality starts. You have Tyler Mahle, who is...
What's his ERA and
I'm pretty
WHIP right
sure
now?
Eovaldi's WHIP is like
This
06.
is by far one of the best signings the Rangers have had. It's really, really crazy good. Like, if you're looking at all the leaders in baseball, it's crazy baseball good for 40 games in. I mean, for how many games
He's pitched in 9 games. He has a 1.78 ERA with a 0.75 WHIP. And I'm pretty sure he's a...
And what's his record?
He's 4-2. Additionally...
Which is a travesty.
You allow 1 run and you lose.
He's lost 2 games with a... Wait, what's his WHIP again? He's lost 2 games. Read this. And what's his ERA? That's just a tragedy that he has any losses.
And what's
He's
crazier
4-2.
is I think he has allowed 5 walks and gotten like 50 strikeouts. So his walk to strikeout ratio is otherworldly.
Oh, this was again, I know you signed DeGrom, and everyone was worried because of his health, and that has proven to be true. He wasn't healthy when you won the World Series. You didn't use him at all, and he struggled. Then they signed, I think last year, Nathan wasn't himself. I don't think he pitched as well as he did this year. I believe you signed him last year, correct?
We signed him this year. Well, Yeah, because his contract ended.
And so I always. Did you guys trade for him, or this is his first year?
No,
with you?
we had him in the
Let me
World
look this up.
Series. We've had him for I don't remember how long his contract was, but we had him in the World Series. But we re-signed him this year, and that is why we have him now.
I mean, this is a great signing for them, by far.
And honestly, like a steal.
I'm trying to remember where he came from. Well, he's all right. That's what I remember. I remember him on Boston. Yes, he was the Yankee. Then he went to Boston, played with Boston for quite a bit, and then he went to Texas. And this is the year he signed. But last year he was, a 3.8, 3.6. That's what he typically is.
Which isn't bad.
Gets you about 30 starts, which would be great. I mean, his whips have always been good, but this year, by far, this is tragic that he's 4-2 after these 9 starts. Because these are beyond quality 9 starts.
Yeah.
What's his game log? How is he 4-2? This is wild.
Let's see if I can find his game
Like you would
log.
expect him to be like Max of the Yankees. He's pitching great, but he's 6-0.
He has 1 shutout.
Just
he
a
did pitch in
wild
Maddox,
stat. And here's
which is one of his 4
4-2 with
wins, where he
1
basically
shutout.
carried the
This
team.
is getting more, which is comical.
Let's see.
It's always fun to dive it deeper into stats, everybody, when we look at players and how they're doing.
I'm struggling to find his individual game stats.
Here we go. I got it, I think. Here we go. Game log. Okay, I'm going to tell you, and you tell me what you feel. So, March 27th, he started. This is what's crazy. He pitched against Boston. He allowed 2 runs. This is terrible for him. His ERA was a 3 to start the year. They lost to Boston 5-2. He did not, however, get the loss there, just so everyone knows. They lost the game, but they didn't get a loss, so he's pitched this well. Then he won. His run differential is going to drive you crazy. Are you ready for this? 1-0 in a shutout over Cincinnati. So if he doesn't get a shutout, he doesn't win that game. He pitched the full 9 innings, 8 strikeouts,
pitches.
only 4 hits, no walks. This is an amazing stat. Unbelievable. Then he goes and plays the Cubs. They lose 7-0. He went 4 2/3, his worst outing, I think, of the year.
Only 3 earned
Then
runs.
Seattle, he got the loss there. Then he lost against Seattle. Yeah, correct. And he pitched 5 innings, allowed 2 earned, 3 runs, 2 earned. And then the next 2 starts have been pretty stellar. He's got the Giants 2-0. So are you catching a theme here, everybody? Oh, no, that's just last 2 starts at the beginning here. He has 9. So 2-0. Then they lost to the A's. He allowed 1 run, but they somehow lost 7-1. He did not get the loss. So he left the game tied at 1-1 or something. Then he gets his – so he's 2-2 after 7 starts, everybody, with a 2.37 ERA. His next 2 starts he wins against Boston 6-1, Detroit 6-1. So they gave him run support finally, but just pretty wild that, he's pitching great. What a great pitcher. Who's your staff again? You got him. You got DeGrom, who's excellent. We all know what he can do if he stays healthy.
Mailey.
Tyler, right?
Tyler Mailey.
He's
Evaldi.
been a treat.
Yes, he's been like the superstar that's popped out of relative obscurity. We got Mailey, Evaldi, DeGrom, Corbin Burns. I feel like I'm forgetting somebody. We used to have Kumar Rocker, who was the rookie second-year player. However, he has not performed very well. I think he has like a 9 ERA in his 3 starts. And then Jack Leiter, who has been up and down, very inconsistent. So we have 4 very dependable guys.
You got in all reality, you have 3 solid starters today. We'll see how they pan out. Again, long season, things happen. This is what happens on a long season. So pitching's very positive. Is there any hope in your mind for the hitting? It appears like, just for an update, what I was reading in the news, Seager is going to go back on the DL with his hamstring after he just had a great game.
Yes.
So he's going back on the injured list, I think, for another 10 days. Just so you know, I know you're young, so you don't even know where your hamstring probably is. When you get old and you hurt your hamstring and he's not young, this may be one of those things that turn into a 15 or 30 day. I don't like the fact that he already hurt it again. Like, a hamstring's like one of those lingering injuries. So I don't know if you want to rest him for a bit. But I don't know what to say about this hitting because, I mean, they had a good week. They beat Detroit in a series.
Yes.
They had a lot of runs. But
That was
I just,
very impressive.
you have some players that are performing terribly.
Admittedly, Peterson and Simeon are still, and Berger, frankly, are still struggling, but they are on the upward trend. Simeon had a very clutch two-run home run against the Tigers. Peterson has been seeing the ball very well lately. In the series against the Tigers, he was 5 for 11 with 5 walks, which is a very impressive stat line. Langford just hit the 2-run home run in the most recent game against the Rockies, which was very clutch. I think he's one of the most clutch hitters on this team. Evan Carter's come back off the IL from AAA, and he's done very well so far. Their offense is on an upward trend, but the thing I'm most concerned about is, yes, the Seager hamstring injury. And the thing is, every time it pops up, it is always because he's running through first, and on an potential infield single, hard hit ground ball, he steps on first at a weird angle, and then pop goes the weasel, and Seager's out for 5 days. So honestly, if I was Bruce Bochy, I would just tell Seager, if you hit an hard infield ground ball, and do not run like it's the World Series, because you are here for doubles, home runs, and your good defense. We do not need you for your infield singles. We don't want to risk losing all of the other potential offensive benefits just for the chance at the infield single when you're risking, being on the IL for 15 days, and we're losing all that production value. Because Seager is the most consistent and the best hitter on the team.
It's I hate the hamstring injury for baseball because they're spending so much time sitting, and the other thing is when you hit the ball, their instinct is to run it out like they do, and that's when it gets hurt. I don't like it on pitchers, obviously, for many reasons, because you're using that to push off the mound, and so it's like, this is what a bad timing, because I felt in the Detroit series, you talked about them putting it together. It felt like they did that with offense.
Yes, certainly. They
had a good 3-game series with Detroit. They were hitting the ball pretty good, and then they were coming up on the Rockies here, and I was like, this is you couldn't ask for anything better. This is a setup that they needed, and they started the first game off not the way
the expectation is that they score.
They did get the win, everybody, but 2-1 is not what you're hoping for. And I mean, it was not a 2-1 like, oh, they had a lot of runners on base. It was 2-1. They were getting no hit when they hit a 2-run home run. So 1 hit, 2 runs against the Rockies, who are not known for their pitching, everybody. You may have heard.
Breaking news.
So I was expecting, when we got on tonight, I was expecting you to be like, we're back. We got 15 runs. I'm feeling it. This is pad your stat kind of a series here.
It's what it needs to be, but it is not turning out that way so far.
I don't know the answer.
What's crazy is that it was like this rookie pitcher for the Rockies.
That is a very...
who had never pitched past 5 innings in his career, because he would always allow 5 to 10 runs in those first 5 innings. And here he was getting a no-hitter to the 5th. It's ridiculous. The Rangers' offense is like a light switch. They score 16 runs in 2 games against the Tigers. And then you get no hit by a random Rockies nobody.
But again, I will say this. Get the win. If they would have lost, this would be even worse. Like, you would be throwing
1-0 loss.
We may have to had to cancel it. Yeah. Dear God. If you scored no runs against the Rockies, like, it'd be
It's
So
difficult.
this week you have the Rockies in a 3-game tilt. It's difficult to fathom. And then you play mom's jeans, as Uncle Todd would say, the Houston Astros. So you get 7 games this week. You get the Rockies and then the Astros.
Then after that, we go to the Yankees and the White Sox.
They won this game. So let's forget about that. We're doing it week at a time. Just take a bite of the apple, what's in front of you. We got 7 games here. What's a good week in your mind after this big win against the Rockies? What are you feeling like? I'm sure you're a little queasy after this game.
I came into this Rockies series feeling that we needed to score 20 runs and win all 3 games, and our pitchers needed to throw like 3 shutouts. However, it's clear that might not end up happening. But I still feel like we're going to sweep the Rockies because they are the Rockies, and they just got a win coming into the series, and so the law of averages says that the Rockies need to lose 5 in a row now because they just won a game. So the Rangers are going to win the next 2. And then the Astros, I really hope that they take 3 of 4 from the Astros, but the Astros have proved to be surprisingly decent this year against my expectations. So while I hope and feel they're going to go 3-4 or take 3 of 4, I think realistically they're going to go 2-2 against the Astros. And taking into account the 3 wins I think we're going to get against the Rockies, that puts us at 5-2 on the week is my prediction.
That would be a positive. That would be a net positive.
It would very much be so.
It'd be great if you were like a +10 on the week, a +15 on the week because of that. Because you need kind of that too.
Yes, we would hopefully get a lot of those from the Rockies games. Take like a 20 or so.
I don't know what is going on with the hitting. I just can't explain it because it's not like they're not talented.
It's true.
And in spring ball, was there any indication that nobody was hitting? Like,
No.
is this like we were going to go into the season? I mean, this is not like they need to go pick another restaurant to eat at. They need to figure out what food they're catering in. Or maybe just shut the catering down and don't feed them for a month and make them hungry for hits. And just tell them, here, you get granola bars now if you want to play for the Rangers. And then they can complain about how the Rockies have a better spread. The good news, I will tell you this. The good news is that in the AL West, even though I think anybody who decided to get hot could run away with this division the way it's going, the Mariners had a really poor week. Nobody is really running away with this. I mean, if you look at this division, the A's are performing so well.
Surprisingly.
That I believe they're third,
Yes,
right?
they're third. And
yeah, the A's are sitting at third. The Astros are sitting at second. The Rangers are sitting at fourth, and they're all within 3 games of the Mariners. So nobody's run away with this division. There's nobody. It's not like a 6-game lead. A lot of these divisions are very close, but this is a weak division. You're currently projected to only get 1 team in the playoffs the way the AL West is lining up. I think earlier in the year we were thinking we were going to get 2 from the AL West, but I will tell you the AL Central has really been impressive.
Oh, yes. And what's also notable is all of the teams in the AL West have not had 500 higher winning percentage in their last 10 games. Mariners are 5-5, Astros are 4-6, the A's and the Rangers are 5-5, and the Angels are also 4-6. So, like you said, nobody is running away with this league right now.
And it's for the taking. Like if someone gets 9-1 right now, they're literally like, ooh, this team is serious. They're ready to just run with it. I mean, if you compare that to like if you compare and everyone goes through these little periods, but right now the AL West just doesn't look like have figured it out. I am impressed that the Angels are also 4-6. This is an interesting time, young man. It's a very interesting time to be a baseball fan through 40. So as we go to the All-Star break, is your projection, you're 4th right now. I mean, you're kind of 2nd, but 3 games out. When you look at this division in your crystal ball, I know we're doing this weekly show, but if you're talking to the GM and you're talking to the owner, you're the GM. Where are you hoping you're sitting come the All-Star break?
Come the All-Star break, I think we need to be in a solid 2nd place, close to 1st, with the other three teams a pretty decent way behind, left in the dust. And I would see that probably as Mariners first, Rangers second, and then you'd have the A's, Astros, and Angels all kind of at least 5 games behind at that point. That's what I'm looking forward to.
And then that puts you in the driver's seat of trying to figure out what talent you need to move it forward. I just can't imagine that these bats are going to stay at this bad. That would very much shock me.
And they have been on the upward
Very
trend,
much
but it's not been kind of the skyrocket that we've all been hoping for. It's been more of like a light switch that's been flipping on and off, but the person that doesn't see very well only sees a little bit of light.
I have to tell. I mean, this is why it's shocking to me. You keep saying light switch, and I think it's on off because you guys are currently, the Rangers are, as of Sunday night, were 1 run more scored than the White Sox. Everybody, and the White Sox have 12 wins. Just to give you kind of an anomaly of what you're looking at. I mean, the Pirates are the worst at 127, and you're 140. So the teams that you're beating are the Rockies, the Pirates, and the White Sox. And that's the company you're hanging out with. If your parents came in and said, here's my friends, Mom, meet the White Sox, the Rockies, and the Pirates. We're best friends. Would your parents are probably like, you need these friends are not, you're going to be a disaster in life. These are bad friends. You need better friends, Aidan. This is not
true.
Good.
But if you look at their schedule throughout May so far, yes, they scored 0, 1, and 1 runs in their first 3 games, but then they scored 8 against the Mariners in that final game of the series. And they scored 6 and 4 in their next 2 against the Red Sox, and then they went 0 and 1, and then they scored 10 and 6 against the Tigers, and now they're back down to 2. So that's kind of why I'm saying it's a light switch, is that they're on and off between having a stretch of 2 or 3 games in which they score 4 runs, and then they immediately go in a stretch where they score 15 runs in 2 games. It's very bipolar, you could say. And we're hoping that this kind of fixes itself by the time we start getting to the playoff race.
Well, luckily for you, this is not the last 40 games of the season. I think that would be very tragic.
Yes.
This would be very bad. If you were trending this way, especially trying to make a playoff push, because you would be playing 500 and you need to not be playing 500 baseball, and you certainly need more hitting. I always wonder, as a pitcher who's pitching really well, how annoying it must be when your hitters aren't hitting. But I guess all you have to do is just interview DeGrom, because that's been his entire career. All right, folks. I think that's our Texas Ranger show. That's our weekly show with Swing Batter and Aidan on the Texas Ranger wrap-up. Please subscribe and like. We'd love to hear your comments about what you think is happening. Also, for those that play baseball, what did you do to get out of a batting slump with your whole team? Did you guys go on a fishing trip? Did you go tubing down a river? Did you have a potluck at work? What was it? Because I know what individuals try to do, but this is a team slump buster methodology that I'd love to hear. And as we're hoping, Aidan is hoping, I'm hoping for his sanity. 5-2 would be a good week. 6-1 would be excellent. I don't think we're quite optimistic to say we're not going to lose yet in a week.
That's true.
He's nodding in agreement. All right, everybody. That is Aidan. I am your host, Brendan. This is the Texas Ranger Rundown.